Welcome back to Blog Access 101. I'm your host, Young Abachi. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify by searching Blog Access 101. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This is episode 246. I'm here today with my co-host, Kayla. What up, Kayla?
What's up, Rob?
Not much. We jump right into it. With the Luka Doncic being traded to the Lakers for AD. What are your thoughts on that trade before I get mine?
I honestly don't like it. I'm not a big fan. I want to see what they do, who else they move, type of pieces they acquire the next, couple of weeks. But I'm not a fan right now. How do you feel about it, Rob?
I woke up at 3. I had to go to the bathroom. I saw the text. I thought people was capping. I looked on Twitter and I was like, "Are they serious?" Um, First of all, they saying LeBron ain't nothing about the trade. I'm calling cap on that. Because there's no way he didn't know something. Because especially as your franchise player. Um, but I feel like it's two ball dominated players. I'm curious to see who's going to um defer to who to be the ball dominant player. Obviously, Bron is 39, soon to be 40. Obviously, the following year season. So obviously he doesn't want to have to do all the heavy lifting as he once did early on in his career. So this is where they bring in Luka to be the ball dominant guy, and also gives Bron we can help Bron become either play less minutes, be more fresher for the playoffs when they make that last championship run. So if that works, that where one of them defers to the other, and I hope is Luka being the ball dominant once he's the younger guy and takes a lot of more pressure off Bron. Um, I think that could work, but if they don't, one doesn't defer the other with being ball dominant, it's going to be a massive issue.
Mm.
Um, I think honestly, people obviously Dallas fans are hating they traded their franchise player away, but they get a big in Anthony Davis, and if he stays healthy, which is the big if he stays healthy, I feel like they're a better championship contending team with Kyrie and AD than they were with Kyrie and Luka, even though they went to the NBA Finals last year. Two ball dominant guards again is never a good thing. Uh, as we saw, Kyrie and Luka did pretty decent, but we saw in that NBA championship last year how Kyrie didn't show up. So hopefully, Kyrie already wanted his own team. I mean, obviously still not his own team because he has AD now, but as a guard number one option is definitely Kyrie now for sure. I like the pick and roll option, which is the main issue is can AD stay healthy. I like the Lakers being able to get Markieff Morris, which could stretch out the floor with Luka and Bron doing being ball dominant and driving. They can drive and kick. I like Kleber. He's pretty decent, good big, rebounding, physical, something they need in LA, especially losing AD. Um, this is where we're really going to see a lot of who Jackson Hayes truly is. Now he's the I don't know I hate to say this, but the premier big man for them. So we'll see how he plays. I think that not yesterday's game, he didn't really do too much yesterday, but the game before they had a double double. Hopefully, he has more instances of that showing now that he doesn't worry about AD, taking them bulk of the boards or playing down low in the post. So we'll see what he can bring to the table now. Um, Yeah, it's gonna be it's good. It's fun for JJ to have that problem. Who's going to be the primary ball handler?
Yeah.
And have two great players like that. I'd say definitely Hall of Famers uh, on your team now, which is a coach's dream. So
Mhm.
we'll see how that works out. But as of right now, it definitely had the league in shambles. You saw the video of KD like shocked that Luka got traded there. I feel like everybody had the same look that KD had when they looked at their phone and saw Luka Doncic traded to the Lakers. Um, and hopefully this jump starts the frenzy off with other teams trading their guys, and hopefully we have a big sale before the trade deadline. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out though. Do you think that Luke is gonna have a easy time transitioning to the Lakers? And then, the Mavericks are talking about his conditioning issues. Him Ronald's weighing about 270. Do you think that's gonna change?
I don't think he's gonna have. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna have an issue. Um, because I feel like obviously Brian's always been the guy that's like this is what I don't know if you remember back when Brian first went to Miami and he was trying to uh concede the Wade because he didn't obviously he was still figuring out who was going to be the main person. That's when Wade had to come to him because and say to him, "Hey, like you're the guy, um, like you're the main guy. Like I'm playing, you know, supporting cast." And I feel like Brian will have that conversation with Luca and tell him he's the guy. And once Luca gets that, he'll obviously loosen up and play to his ability of being a scorer, making the big shots when needed. And also takes like I think it helps with Brian, older guy, even though he plays like he's still early 20s. With 39 is 39, and I'm sure obviously it's wear and tear. So I'm glad he's finally got the help that he needed. To try to make that last championship run to get number six. So
Mhm.
we'll see.
I'm excited to see how it pans out, honestly, but I'm not a huge fan of it. But we'll definitely see.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully the Sixers, make some moves, get Jimmy Butler over here, and send out Paul George. I've been waiting for that trade for I don't know how long now.
You
Hopefully it
think
happens.
he wants to come back, though?
Huh?
You think Jimmy Butler wants to come back?
I think he does. I don't know why I said six. I meant to say Brian go push for his fifth ring, but I think he does. Like the reason why Jimmy Butler left wasn't because of him. They sent him away,
Hmm.
and they chose Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler, which Brett Brown was an idiot, and he's no longer here. Tobias is no longer here, and Ben Simmons is no longer here. So I feel like Jimmy will come back, especially
Yeah,
play with Embiid. They got a good relationship.
and B doesn't really play anymore, though. So is that going to
Yeah,
be a factor in him coming?
they need to start looking at if they don't make that trade for Jimmy, is to start looking at. I think this is Maxi's team
Mm.
now because Embiid just can't really stay healthy, and it's like at some point you got to look and say, all right, it's this time might be time for us to move on. I hate to say it because I'm a big Embiid fan, but if you can't stay healthy, um, that's an issue for your team, especially when they make the late playoff runs. He hasn't had a playoff series yet when he was fully healthy, and honestly, I don't know if he ever will. Um, I hate to say it, but that's the main issue of his is I would say his legacy is can he stay healthy? And right now the answer is no.
Definitely agree with you. I can't remember the last time I even seen Embiid play.
Yeah, like this is another time we played in the Nuggets and he's not playing again. And that's just like and this is in Philly. I'm just like, all right, this is getting old now.
Yeah, I don't. When's the last time he played the Nuggets? Hasn't it been like 4 years or something
Yeah, like a
crazy?
few years. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous. But I mean I get why you don't play in Denver. Altitude is a little different out there. But I was about to say, yeah, it's just just been some crazy things. What are your thoughts on the All-Star selections?
Ooh. You know what? I haven't even followed it. I know I seen Kate was a backup, right? That's the
Yeah.
only person I've heard about. I don't know who's starting or anything. So you gotta fill me in, Rob. Let me know.
So first of all, I don't know how LaMelo Ball is not on that team. I was just very confused by that. Obviously, LaMelo Ball is another player that's a great player that likes to get injured. I got on my fantasy team, so of course I unfortunately have to keep dealing with that. But I was shocked that he wasn't on that team. Tyler Hero was played pretty decent, and I get it. They might have knocked him off what because of the Charlotte Hornets aren't that good, and that's probably why the coaches picked the Hero. But it's just like I think he was like what top five or something in voting if in the East, and it's like I don't know how he doesn't get the starting, and then on top of that, he doesn't even get picked, which is crazy to me. Um, I don't know, and then but I was happy to see Cade playing. He finally is playing well, not finally playing well, but he's playing well and finally staying healthy, which was an issue with him over the years. So he's doing well. Western Conference, I was glad they got my boy Sengun in there because the Rockets are playing pretty well right now. I feel like they got it right with the starters with Shea, Steph, LeBron, KD, Jokic. That was a good one. The East, they got Brunson, Mitchell, Tatum, Giannis, Karl Anthony Towns. Uh, yeah, I don't see any issue with that 'cause I see that the bench was Cade, Jalen Brown, Pascal Siakam, Garland, Evan Mobley, Lillard, and Hero. And then with the Western reserves was Ant Edwards, AD, which let's see if he stays healthy. Um, I think he might be out for a few weeks. Then you got James Harden, Jaren Jackson, Sengun, Jalen Williams, which is an interesting one, but he's been playing well, and Victor Wembanyama. Um,
I honestly don't hate that. To be honest, I don't hate it.
yeah. Oh, another player I was shocked that didn't get in was Sabonis.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like he's like one of the. I feel like he's one of the premier superstars of the league, yeah, of the young generation.
Mhm.
And the fact that he doesn't even make the All-Star team is kind of insane. Um, Hopefully he gets in for Ann Davis due to his injury, but she shouldn't even have to come in because somebody got injured. It should have been automatic. But it was kind of this reminds me of the NFL last year when uh Amon-Ra St. Brown had that stellar season and had to get in based on another player's injury, which was insane to me. It's kind of like a reboot of that, but in the NBA now. So hopefully Sabonis uses his motivation to go off even more. It's just a great player, and obviously he doesn't get enough accolades because he's playing in Sacramento. He started off, um, was it with Indiana, and then he just been always playing for small market teams and never was able to get on that big team where people knew where you know knew who he was or got to see a lot of him play on like premier games on ESPN or TNT. But yeah, that's right. I forgot he got drafted by the Thunder and then was traded later to the Pacers. But and then now, of course, with the Kings. So, but all those three teams he's been on has been all small market teams. We never got that big team. Luckily, Ann Edwards, he's on a small market team, but he's such a vocal player that you have no choice but to keen in on him. And they show Minnesota games. Sabonis is a quiet guy that really say too much. He goes out there, just plays basketball, does his thing. So I wish he one day he eventually gets the respect that he deserved. Like he obviously was on starting five for Netflix, so that was a good thing to get more people know who Sabonis is. Some people still might not even know who he is, which is crazy, but
That's insane.
they, they don't talk about him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think it's just where he plays, though. I
Yeah,
really like Sacramento. They were a lot better maybe about a year or two ago than what they are now currently, but I think
yeah,
they
they
got a
fired my
solid.
boy Mike Brown. Fuck the Kings. If I'm Sabonis, I'm getting get out of there and go somewhere else. I'm curious if they trade De'Aaron Fox. Um,
Where would you think he would fit, though? Where would he be a key
I'm trying to
piece?
think. I could see it. Maybe a Miami trade if they really want if the Kings want Jimmy Butler, but I don't know if Jimmy Butler would want to go to Sacramento right now with all the issues they're having. Um, because I know Jimmy Butler wants to go to a team that's a run now championship ready. Kings be off and on with championship aspirations. Maybe I don't know for sure. Maybe a playoff team obviously gonna have to play in the play, and I feel like they beat some of these teams and get in. But I feel like let me look at the teams that Fox that this teams that are playoff teams that can use a guard. Um, Maybe the Clippers. Obviously, you got James Harden there. You might want to have another guard there with him. That two ball dominant player, but could be an issue. But De'Aaron Fox have been able to play better off the ball, so we'll see. We can see about that. That's like a last resort for them. I don't know if they want to trade to a team in their conference either. Let me go look at the East. Maybe or Orlando. I don't think that might need another guard. Um,
I'm hoping not. I don't like Orlando.
I'm
That's
trying to
the
see.
dog check.
In, yeah, Indiana should be fine. Maybe Milwaukee if they're not sold on Dame and Giannis, because it's
Mhm.
been a uphill battle. They've been sometimes it's like they're on, sometimes it looks they're not. But yeah, I definitely would say Miami might be the dark horse. But Jimmy got to sign off on him going to Sacramento, which I highly doubt. So I would say potentially Milwaukee if they want to move on from Dame, do a swap. Let's see. Boston is fine. I don't think they need anybody. Knicks, yeah, they're fine. Indiana with Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox, no. Um, yeah, only team I can see is Orlando. That might want to go after him, unless the Bulls want to trade Levine. But Levine said he want to stay in Chicago, and they already got those two guards in AO and or IO and Kobe White. So that's the only ones I really see. And let me look again at the West just in case they so happen to trade to somebody in the West. Maybe Phoenix could make a run at him trade Bradley Beal, but I wouldn't trade with a team I'm only engaged up on in the seedings in the playoffs or for the playing game. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't see anybody else. But yeah, let's jump over to the WNBA. As it already started off crazy when Joel Lloyd was traded to the Aces and Kelsey Plum was traded to the Sparks. That started everything off, um, which was pretty interesting. I was shocked that the Aces moved on from Kelsey Plum. But sometimes obviously, you lose a game like that, you're trying to three-peat and you lost. Sometimes you might got to look back, take a look at the team and say, all right, where did we go wrong, or what we might do to get back onto the winning side of winning another WNBA championship. And I definitely feel like this is the move that puts them in that position, where they probably can run a three-guard set with Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, and now Joel Lloyd, which should be interesting lineup. To go along with Asia Wilson. Alyssa Thomas also was traded to Phoenix Mercury, which thought was pretty interesting for Connecticut. Considering they were not too far or a series away from going to WNBA final, but series reaching to the championship, conference championship to then play after that one in WNBA finals. But it seems like they did a complete reboot over there in Connecticut because then DeWanna Bonner left and went to go play over there with the Indiana Fever to pair her with Caitlin Clark and Erica with Kelsey Mitchell, which would be a solid team. And also Aaliyah Boston. So I'm trying to curious how that see work out. Obviously now you got Nelissa Smith. I know she got traded. So you got DeWanna Bonner with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, which should be a solid team for them. What was another trade? Oh, Phoenix received Satu. So now you got Satu over there with Alyssa Thomas, um, Copper, Kalia Copper, and then obviously Tarasi is weighing in and decides she wants to retire or play another year. I think she comes back for maybe another year to see what happens. Just that she has, Alyssa Thomas now, which is an all-around player, and you have Satu. So you got two perennial bigs, and then you have Kalia Copper still. So I feel like that should be an interesting team right there. Um, Indiana also received what Sophia Cunningham from that trade too. They got when they got Satu and let's see. And a couple other small moves, Maisha Hines Allen agreed to a 1 year deal with the Dallas Wings. I think Natasha Howard, yeah, she took a 1 year deal that sent her to Indiana. So the Wings are definitely going to have to reboot that and try to find another big. They also was able to acquire Dejanay Carrington, in the number 12 pick, from the Connecticut Suns, which I thought was pretty interesting because I thought they were gonna have try to do that tandem of her and Dejanay Carrington and Tasha Cloud have that 1-2 punch at the guard, but obviously they have other decisions they want to make. Um, yeah, and then Phoenix also received Alyssa Smith from what's the team? Indiana Fever. And Nneka was able to resign with Seattle Storm. I think it was a big signing for them because she definitely changed that culture around over there. And yeah,
There's
did
a
you want
lot
to add
of
anything? Oh, and
me.
then BG signed with Atlanta Dream, which I thought was an interesting move.
Oh
What were you
yeah.
about to say?
I was saying they made a lot of moves in the WNBA. I'm excited to see how they all pan out.
Yeah. So curious to see how everything work out. Um, I feel like this move definitely moves the aspirations up for the Phoenix Mercury. Even with them losing BG, you get Alyssa Thomas to replace her with Alyssa Thomas, uh, Alyssa Smith, and Satu, which is get two perennial players to pair with Kalia Copper. So that should be pretty interesting how that works out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, any sports bet you got for today? Locks?
Oh, let me take a look at it really quick. What about you, Rob? I get my thoughts together.
Yeah, you got to load mine up. Let me see.
I feel like, I don't know. I'm kind of weary to bet on NBA today just because of that trade news. Like, I feel like that throws the whole vibe off of everything. So I'm not expecting too many great games today, in all honesty.
I'll
But
tell you one of mine that you'll probably be happy about. I took the money line for the Detroit Pistons over the Chicago Bulls.
what? You took the money line?
Yeah,
It's
I took
crazy.
the. I wasn't trusting the spread. I took the Clippers money line over the Raptors, and I took the plus 10.5 Sixers. They somehow they played well against Denver,
Mhm.
even being without Paul George and Embiid, but still lost by three. Only lost by three. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey had a great game. Hopefully, he can do that again. Let's talk about my yesterday parlays. I did the player parlay, LeBron over 24 and a half. That cover. I did Jalen Brunson over 21, and he got 17. Killed me. I had, oh wow, this man, Matt Christie really hit a three. Damn it. I had Austin Reeves with 15, he had 27. Josh Hart with 8 rebounds, he had 13. Matt Christie with 1 3, he covered that. OG Anunoby had three threes. Well, he needed to get two, but he got three for me. OG Anunoby had 13 over the 12 and a half. That covered. Then I had Austin Reeves over 4.5. He covered that with six. So yeah, shout out to Jalen Brunson killing me with my parlay. That's why I hate them player ones. And then I don't know I got cooked yesterday. I did under 140-47 with North Carolina and Duke. I thought they were just gonna blow them out and was gonna shut them down. They're a pretty good defensive team, but obviously the rivalry game probably took over. Knicks, Lakers. I took the money line Knicks and they got cooked by 16. Should have took the plus for the Lakers, at least the spread. Then the Suns. I was shocked by this one. They lost 108 to 127 to the Blazers. So. Hopefully my parlay today does better than yesterday.
Keep my fingers crossed for you. It's been a little nasty just because it's before All-Star break. So I think everybody's starting to get that, I want to call it senior acts, but that's not what it is. But you know what I mean. Right before the break starts, they just want to relax. But yesterday I got murdered on the parlays. So I'm not even gonna revisit them. But I did win one. I took Tyus Jones for three threes. And crazy enough, Kyle Kuzma for three. He hit five, which was insane to me. He's so inconsistent. But came through. Today I've really liked Jason Tatum for a triple double and Harden for a triple double and Giannis. So I think that's gonna be my parlay for today. And I like Pistons money line, of course. No Zach Levine. He's the one that normally tortures us when they play us. But I'm not even gonna worry about that game. The odds are terrible. But I'm gonna take the Clippers over the Raptors, the Celtics over the 76ers. And if John Moran is playing tonight, I might take the Grizzlies over the Bucks.
Just good picks. Did you want to add anything else?
Nope.
All
Gotta see
right.
what the rest of the weekend brings, and I might have some more to talk about next week.
All right. Appreciate you coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
No problem. See you.